We are live with Brooklyn,
Hi.
quad and dirt bike rider, the daughter of ex-country adventures. How you doing tonight, Brooklyn?
Doing pretty good. How about you?
Yeah, doing all right. Although my lighting's kind of messed up here. But yeah, let's get the show rolling here. Uh, Brooklyn, tell us a little bit about yourself. Oh, Chad. Chad is on. Hello, Chad.
Hi, Chad.
So, yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself on how you got yourself into dirt bike riding and quad riding.
So, when I was very little, I rode this dirt bike for a couple months, and then my uncle sold it. And then, when we decided we were going to start going on trips, going to sand dunes, trail riding, we decided that I needed a ride. So, we got a quad. We bought it from somebody. And then we started going on trips, and then recently I've been wanting a dirt bike and for a new challenge. So recently we got a dirt bike and I've been riding it a lot lately.
Okay, and what kind of quad did you have?
I had a Yamaha Raptor 125.
All right, and how well did you like that Raptor?
It was a lot of fun, just a couple of times going up hills. It was very slow, even though I wanted to go all the way to the top.
Right, and what kind of terrain did you ride the quad in?
Sand. Wait, say that question again.
What kind of terrain? Like trails, dirt, mud, sand.
We've gone a lot on sand dune trips, and we've recently started going on trails, the mud, dirt.
Mud, dirt.
Yeah.
Okay. What were when you had your quad? What were some of the areas that you like to go camping and riding in?
Um, I
Did you just
liked Dumont Dunes a lot because it was open, and I could just hop on my quad and go for a ride. Where it was like in our other trips, it was more together. We had to like follow this trail to go out to the sand dunes. So Dumont was probably my favorite with Winnemucca also because it was also very open.
okay? So not just Dumont, but what were some other places that you rode?
We ridden in Winchester Bay in Oregon and also Winnemucca, Nevada, and then Fouts Springs in the mountains.
Okay, so out of all those places, what do you say was your favorite?
My favorite would probably be Fouts because there was a lot of challenging stuff, and I like challenging. And with the other places, they were just like the other sand dune places I've been to, just sand, couple trails.
Okay. Um, and then did you feel like the quad that you had that it was starting to get underpowered for what you wanted to do?
Yeah, because when I got my quad the first time, I was used to second gear, and every time I was going up hills, it was winding and screaming at me basically. And then I was learning how to shift, and I think I had 6 gears then. And I was trying to go up higher and higher with my gears, and just the gears would start winding down. So I had to stay in second the whole time. And it was hard because I wanted to go up all the way to the top.
Yeah, it's a little difficult, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a
Trying to
lot
go up a
difficult.
hill that everybody else is going up, and you're sitting at the bottom, wishing, knowing that you could make it to the top,
Yeah,
if you were just on the right vehicle.
yeah.
Chad is on. We have Dylan. Chad is asking, hi, Brooke, how is the Skidmark bike?
It's doing really good. I like it a lot.
So let's talk about the bike a little bit. So your parents, it would be myself, your mom. We discussed about letting you. I guess we bought a bike for you, and we felt that what you've been doing on your quad, you've kind of mastered the quad and that size of quad. So instead of buying something a bit bigger with 4 wheels, we thought 2 wheels might be just as challenging for you, maybe more. And we asked you, and I remember you saying that you were quite interested in riding a dirt bike, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we called around in California here, found most of the bikes in that 125 series of Honda you couldn't find here.
Mm-hmm.
So we reached out to Big Valley Honda in Reno, Nevada, and they said they had the 125F, it'd be the CRF 125F, the California emissions model. So we grabbed our masks, made sure the truck had a full tank of fuel, and we rode over to Nevada and bought the bike with our masks on. And then I think I got a picture here of it. Let's see if we can share this picture. Give me just a second. All right, there she is. So that's the bike loaded up in the back there at Big Valley Honda, and a big old smile on that girl's face. What were you thinking right about this at this point in time?
When I got the dirt bike, I knew I was going to be doing a lot of ripping in it.
So at this point here, taking this picture, were you pretty excited?
Yeah, I was really excited because it was finally in the back of the pickup and I was taking it home.
Scared at all?
Not really.
Not scared, but ready for the challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, so we got the bike home safely, and we unloaded it. And what did you think about the first time you rode it?
The first time I rode it was almost the feeling of a bicycle, just no pedals. I was a lot, or I was a little wobbly, a lot, I should say. And it was, for me, slow because I've been up in a couple of fast gears on my quad. And now I have to be used to kind of going slower, not a lot slower, but a little bit slower than my quad.
Okay. Yeah. And then after you played around there in the front yard, what was your next little venture with it? I think it was the second day, wasn't it?
Second day?
Remember, we went out to the lot, the empty lot.
Oh yes, we went out to this open lot that had a little mound on it, and it had a little trail towards the back. So I rode along in the open spots just to get the feeling and used to the dirt bike. And once I started to build my confidence, I was starting to go up mounds, and the going up mounds was a little different because every time I gassed it, because I'm usually used to doing the thumb throttle instead of going to the wrist, I kept gassing it every time I went up the mound, and it was kind of scaring me because I was starting to go off the edge. But once I started going up it more, I was starting to build my confidence even more.
So you had a little bit of whiskey throttle going on, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Chad, he's asking if this is Brooke's interview. And yes, episode 3 of Cross Country Talk, we have my daughter Brooklyn on. And we are kind of going over her dirt bike riding and quad riding, especially dirt bike riding, because we recently bought her a Honda CRF F 125F. So, little 4-stroke bike, perfectly. I mean, it fits you pretty good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's perfectly fitted for me.
Yep. Do you know how tall you are?
I'm about 5 foot.
5 foot, and with the 125F, and it's not the big wheel version, it's just the regular. I would say your feet are, both feet as you're straddling the bike are pretty much planted on the ground, right?
Yeah,
Little bit of a bend in the knees.
a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah, not a lot.
Okay. And okay, so from that second day of riding in the lot, we ended up going to some friends' property, right?
Hmm.
And this property consists of an open field along with some river. It's not on the river, but it's the edge of the river, so it's quite gravelly in some places. What'd you think about that place and your experience
That
of riding?
place, that place was amazing. The first feeling on my dirt bike to actually go out instead of being in the tiny plot or in our front yard where it's tiny, but going to our friend's house with this big acres of field, it was amazing. There was a lot of trails that were really fun, and there was one big hill that I had to build my confidence and go over with my dad's help.
Yeah, and I had a picture, and I'm not finding it here now. But as you were ripping around, there was a. That's not it. Oh yeah, I found it right here. Let me share this. And this was probably. There you go. Little jump there. Got the front wheel, off the ground. And this is probably, I would say probably within an hour of you riding two wheels, right?
Hmm. About, yeah.
Yeah. So looking pretty confident there. All right. Anything else you want to add about riding on the friend's property there? Oh, what else? What other kind of skills were you working on other than riding around?
Practicing my balance.
So kind of go through that and why you need to have that balance on a bike.
Balance is your best friend when you're riding a dirt bike because most of the time you're standing up and you need your balance when you're standing up on two wheels. So there was a game me and my dad were playing to build my balancing, and it's the slowest one who can go across the finish line. And after that, I was getting pretty good at it. So I was building a lot of um, my balance.
Yeah, because you can come across anywhere on a trail system of some single track rocks that you've got to kind of go slow and work yourself around. So at slow speeds, you want to be able to stand on your bike without having to drop a foot down, right?
Yeah.
So you did quite well.
Thank you.
Amazing. I mean, I was quite surprised, and I think you beat me in a couple of the slow races. All right. So, yeah. Anything else you want to add about that little trip?
It was a lot of fun.
Yep. And I think you were riding around on some electric scooters too, weren't
I was.
you? All right. So I guess we can get into our latest trip. We ended up going on to the Mendocino National Forest. Um, there in it'd be the Stonyford Grindstone OHV area, South Fork Campground. And we chose this one because of the trail systems that it had leading out of the campground, because it's an OHV friendly campground. It was $5 a night, had a bathroom, dumpster, a couple different sites. But the one that we stayed at was down right next to the creek that had running water, some small pools to swim in, under some big oak trees. Had a picnic tables, fire rings. Uh, did you like that campground?
That was I liked that campground a lot because it had a area where you could ride around, so you didn't go out into the trails. It was just a big open area where you can just rip around in. And then it had the creek at the bottom too. So when it got hot, we can just go down there.
Well, say hi to Rob. He just logged on.
Hi, Rob.
Yeah. I would say in the morning we got quite a bit of riding done, right?
A lot of riding, yeah, because it was nice and cool before it got really hot.
And then what'd you do when it got really hot?
We would put our bathing suits on and go right into the creek.
Yeah. All right. So the let's go over the first ride. Do you remember where we went on the first ride?
First ride, we took it pretty easy. We went to Davis Flats. We rode around there with my little sister and my mom, and it was a big open area basically. It had a couple trails, and then me and my dad took a trail, and then my mom and my sister went on the road while we took the trails. And then we went to the nail track, I believe.
Well, let me stop you right there.
Okay.
The Davis Flat. I mean, I would say that was probably your first trail ever riding on two wheels.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you remember how brushy it was?
Yeah. It was very brushy.
I remember at one point I was trying to duck and maneuver my head under these bushes, almost dropping the bike. And I pull ahead and I look back, and you just like duck your head and go right under, like no
Yeah.
problem. All right, go ahead.
So then we went to the nail track where it's basically a huge area, a couple of trails with my sister and my mom. And we rode around there, had some fun.
Oh, I gotta say, Joe Mack just logged on here in our live chat. He's from Dublin, Ireland. Just came
Wow.
across your live stream. Thought I'd drop in. Well, thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
Yeah, our channel is all about cross country. So um, doesn't matter what kind of vehicle you're in, if it's on the ground, on the water, in the air, if it's cross country, that's what we're talking about. So, okay, so where were we at? Davis Flat, and we went over
The nail
to.
track.
No, we went into another campground. It was the Fouts Springs Campground.
Oh yeah.
Then we drove in there, and
Played
it was
around.
that's not a bad spot. I mean, you've got your each individual site
Hmm.
with its picnic table, fire ring, and it had a bathroom in the middle. And what's kind of nice about that spot is it had like some really thick brush. So if you're in your site, you couldn't see your neighbor. Where if you're in South Fork or Davis Flat, it's pretty open, and
Hmm.
you could visually see your neighbor.
Yeah.
But that Fouts Springs campground, oh, excuse me, yeah, a lot of brush, but it sits up higher above the creek. You can still access the creek, but you just have to hike a little ways. Not too bad though. Oh, Joe asked, does cross country RC vehicles count? If so, I'm in. Hey, man, yeah, for sure. If you've got RC vehicles and you go out on adventures to find trails to run your RCs on, yes, I would consider that a cross country adventure. All right, so from South Fork, let's see, South Fork, Davis Flat, we hit Fouts Springs Campground, and then we went.
The
I
swimming
guess just
hole.
before Fouts, we actually went down to the swimming hole.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the swimming hole.
The swimming hole is just a short little trail you go down, and it's a big. I wouldn't say it's a pond, but it's connected to the creek, and it had very clear water, so you can see right in it. Couple of, or I should say, a little bit of rocks, but a couple still in the water. And then there's a big rock that people like made their own trail on. So then when you jump, it's a big hole. So then you just start swimming, and people do that over and over again. So I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, I know you wanted to try that out, but we never made it, did we?
Yeah.
All right. So then we continued on. We passed, was it Gray Pine? And that was the group reservation that you can actually reserve
Mhm.
your night stay there if you had a big group. We didn't go in there, but we continued on to Nail Track. And Nail Track is a day use area um, where you can drive in just for the day, park your vehicle, unload, and it's kind of a flat area with a few trails that kind of go up in the bushes and then come back. Um, there at the far end, remember the trail that has a
Yeah.
real tight bank that you can spin your bike around on. Kind of a warm up area as well before you hit the trails. Where did we go after that?
After that,
Did we go back to camp?
I think we went back to camp.
Okay. And then Kona went with us on that little adventure too, right?
Mhm.
She rode with mom in the Can-Am.
Mhm.
Second trip.
Second trip.
Remember the second trip of that day? So we left Kona in the trailer. Monkey rode with mom in the Can-Am. You had your dirt bike. I had mine.
Oh,
You remember where we rode to?
yeah. We um grabbed all of our toys and we went on this kind of long trail. And we went up a couple of hills, and then there was this flat area where my mom parked. And me and my dad went up this really steep hill, and we made it almost all the way to the top. It had a very nice view. And then it was going back down, it was steep. It was kind of like marbles, but to me, it was kind of easy and fun. And then after that, we took a couple more trails, and then we headed back to the trailer.
So what did you think about that sliding down those hills?
Those
Because it
hills were fun, a lot of fun to me because it was a challenge to me. And it was sliding and it was kind of fun because I wasn't using too much of the front brake because I know if you use too much of the front brake, your front tire will lock up and flip you over basically. So I used a lot of my back brake. I stayed in first gear the whole time until I got to the bottom. And we just took it kind of like a hill by hill.
Yeah, because going up that was pretty easy, wasn't
It was a lot easier, except that one sandy spot.
it? So I know when we got to the top and we turned around, uh, we went to the first little water bar and we talked our way down what line we were going to take,
Mhm.
how we were going to work our controls. And we get down to the next water bar and we talk about the next line that we're going to take and the controls. And did you actually threw your leg out a little bit too, didn't you? If you had
Yeah,
to,
there was
left
one
leg.
part, yeah, left leg. There was one part where it, I don't know how to explain it, but it was like when I was going, it was easier to put my foot out because I had more balance doing that because it was sitting down.
Right. And sometimes you have to, right?
Yeah,
Looks like Joe Mack says he races RC dune buggies. That sounds pretty cool.
it does.
We might have to get old Joe on the show one of these nights.
Yeah.
Joe, reach out to us. We are on Facebook, X Country Adventures. Well, hit me up there and we'll see if we can get you on the show if you want to be. Okay, so after we did that, where else did we go?
After that, we took the trails back.
That, yeah, and that I think that
Oh,
was the first day, right? And the second day, we ended up going up
up.
towards North Fork, didn't we?
No, we went up M5.
Oh, did we go up M5?
Yeah,
The 17 and 30, I think it was.
yeah.
The shortcut road that goes up and hits M5. And
Hmm.
we jumped on Trail 30 a couple times. What we thought was within your capabilities and within mine.
Yeah.
And we got all the way to where 30 climbs up to the heliport and we turned around there and came back.
Mm-hmm.
That
That
was
was
on
really long. It was fun though, seeing the nice view of all the mountains.
right. Oh, Adriana says hi, Brooklyn.
Hi.
All right. What were some the other trips that we went on?
Um, we went to North Fork, I believe.
Yeah, past North Fork and went up that 4-wheel drive road
Mm-hmm.
up to the creek crossing, right?
Yep. New Creek crossing.
All right. What'd you like about that trip?
That trip, had a very nice view, and it was nice and calm. It was nice and steady, a flat road. A couple challenges, going through some water, water and mud. A couple sharp corners to me, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I was hoping I had a picture here, but I'm not seeing it. Well, we can show a couple pictures here, anyways.
Why not?
Let's go like this. And oh, I gotta pull it up here. Let's see. Let's start here in the beginning. And I've got to move this around. Nope. Where did it go? Oh, there we go. Photos. All right, can you see that?
Yes.
All right, so this was that lot that we were talking about earlier. Monkey out on her bicycle and you riding your dirt bike for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and where are we here?
We're at the creek down where our spot was, our camping spot.
Yeah, there's the little pool. I knew it wasn't, deep enough to dive, so I
Yeah.
decided to do kind of a belly, not a belly flop, or more of a cannonball.
Yeah, a cannonball, I would say.
And I hit the water. My butt did hit the bottom. Not too hard. Look, Kona, she looks pretty distressed there. Yeah, just kind of wore her out. Wore Monkey out. All right, there. Where's this at?
This is at the top of M5, I believe.
Yep, you're right. Up on M5 there, looking down towards Stonyford. And oh, there's we already saw that picture. Get past this point. Okay. Oh, here's one of the trails we were that steep section that we were going down.
Yeah.
We were sitting here. Well, go ahead. Tell us about. You remember this discussion that we were having here?
I do not remember.
Okay. So if I remember right, we stopped at this little water bar here. We're looking at a steep downhill section. We knew it was going to be rocky and slick, and it bends to the right. It's kind of a blind corner. So we were talking about taking more of the right side, kind of in the trough, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then once we got through the turn and seeing what was on the other side, we'd eventually go to the left because I think there was less rocks.
Mm-hmm.
But you didn't fall there, right?
Nope.
We made it through.
Yep.
Where's this at?
This is on the road to,
Yep.
Yeah, the road. One of the roads.
Like nail track. You're at nail track and you jump on the road heading back towards camp. It is paved, but it is OHV allowed, so no problem there. Okay, who we got here?
We got Mom and Monkey going up one of the roads/trails on M5 with the nice view.
Yep, and I think this is trail 30 and M5 where we actually turned around
Yes,
and headed back down.
Yeah.
And then behind us, let's see. Can you see my mouse in the picture? Or?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, so up here, I do believe this is Snow Mountain Wilderness.
Mm-hmm.
And right up here is Potato Mountain. This is where the skydivers, or not skydivers, the paramotor and paragliders That's where they take off. That's a little launch site for them. And then up here is towards Let's Lake. Anyways, let's move on. There's Mom again. All right, this looks like that's the 17 and 30 trail, I do believe, when it's hitting M5, right?
Yes.
Looking back at St. John and Snow Mountain behind us there. Who we got here? Mom and Monkey again. This is on the 17 and 30 trail, heading back down to camp. What did you think about this little section of that 17 and 30?
This part was slippery because it was sand, and it was harder because standing up, I didn't have a lot of balance because it was slippery. And if I was sitting down, I could have had my foot out. But it was fun and slippery at the same time.
Yeah, real powdery in there.
Yeah, dusty too.
Oh no, what happened here?
This was on North Fork, and my dad stopped to, I think it was to talk to me. And I was coming up and I stopped, but I put my right foot on the downhill spot, or my foot went downhill instead of me leaning uphill. I leaned downhill, and I fell over with my bike, and the throttle got hooked to the ground, and my tire was spinning, 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 and then I had to turn my bike all the way off and lift my bike all the way back up too.
So did we learn a lesson from that little oops?
Yes, to lean upward towards the hillside, except going downhill.
And then what button we push when we get in trouble?
Push the red button. Even though in movies it says don't press the red button, you press the red button on dirt bikes, or almost on quads and dirt bikes, I should say.
Yep. Okay, I think that pretty much covers that trip, unless you can think of anything else.
No, I think we covered it all.
Okay. What would you say of that trip? What was your favorite part of it?
Favorite part? Two favorites. The creek, of course, and probably going down the steep hill on that one spot. And then
Okay.
North Fork, too, going on that really long ride. The three favorites.
And what would you say was not so much your favorite part of the trip?
Probably the too easy stuff. So, like, probably there was a couple spots where it was kind of challenging, but going up not the main trail, but the trail mostly everybody goes up. It's by the day use area. Goes up to M5 because I've ridden that trail a lot with my quad. I was kind of used to it.
Okay. Well, we got quite a few people in the chat. You guys have any questions for Brooklyn? Type it out there in the live chat. And while you're there, give us a thumbs up if you're liking what you're watching. And if you want to see more in the future of our talk show and the trips that we go on, hit subscribe for us. You'll be notified if we post anything up. Because I think we're looking at doing a trip here maybe next week. And it might do some live streams from that location.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. See if we got any questions that pop up here.
Not yet.
Let's see. Adriana, I'm sure she's got some questions for you. So we're let's keep this going until we get because I know there's a little bit of lag in the chat. But where do you want to go next on your bike?
Next, that's kind of hard because I haven't rode in sand yet, and that's mostly everywhere we've gone. Maybe I would say Oregon because it has some types of trails too. A little bit dirt and a little bit of sand. If I wanted to, I could ride on the sand.
Okay. What about Dumont?
Dumont has a really, really long trail. Would I call it a trail? It would be called a trail, right?
Yeah, there's some trails.
Yeah, but mostly Oregon.
But what you'll find in Oregon, I absolutely hate riding the trails in Oregon on a dirt bike because
Sandy?
where it's sandy because you have the trail and you normally have your UTVs and quads that go down these trails and they put two tracks and in the tracks, the dirt or the sand is really
Yeah.
loose.
Yeah.
And in the center it's more of a hard pack sand. So you tend to bounce back and forth in between these ruts. And I just feel like I have absolutely no control because one, I don't want to be going fast through these trails because
Yeah.
I don't know who's coming the other way.
Yeah.
So I'm more of a cautious person on the trail. Um, if you weren't, I guess, and you played those trails at a little faster rate, you'd probably be, have more control. Because as you'll learn in the sand, the faster you go, the more stable your bike becomes.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. Anybody want to? Let's see. Dylan, are you still on? Good. Oh, Dylan did say a good choice going to two wheels. So he's pretty proud of you there, Brooklyn.
Thank you.
But yeah, if we get Dylan, let me know if you're still on. I can send you the meeting number, and if you have any questions for Brooklyn, I could bring you on.
What was your favorite part about in Fouts Springs?
My favorite part would probably just that I think that's the steep hill. Going down that steep hill with you, taking from every water bar, talking our way through it, and actually watching you complete it and doing everything that you were told to do and being successful at it. Paprika says hi there.
Hi.
Hello, Pepper. So let's see what else. I know there's a lot more trails out in that Fouts Springs area.
Mm-hmm.
I
Oh.
think oh yeah. So where we turned around on the M5, we could have continued up into the timber, and there's just trail systems all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
We could have rode that from Fouts Springs. We could have rode all the way to Indian Valley Reservoir, and you could have done that on your bike pretty easily.
Oh.
So
While I was up there, my dad has his own backpack that has all his stuff that he needs for his dirt bike. And one thing he carries is a map of Fouts Springs. So it shows all the trails. So when we were up there, my dad gave me my own map. So then he gave me a highlighter, and I highlighted all the spots that I've rode. And once I ride the next trail that I haven't rode yet, I can just highlight it. And my goal, and my dad's goal, I think, is to get the whole map highlighted.
yeah, try to complete all the trails, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We probably need to get you a backpack here one of these days for you to carry.
Yeah.
What are some of the things that you think that you would carry that you might need in an emergency?
Um. No, maybe a first aid kit.
A first aid kit, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Even if it's a
Um.
small one.
Yeah. My manual kit or my book that came with my dirt bike that has all the stuff in it in case something happens and I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's
Um.
something that we could probably leave in the trailer. I don't see a
Yeah.
need for that in the backpack because if we ever have
Yeah.
a problem with your bike, we'll bring the bike back to the trailer and then figure a problem out.
Yeah.
Um, some emergency stuff that I might carry. A water filter. So if I use up all
What?
my bottled water, I can filter some water out of a lake.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So, what else do you think?
I honestly,
What happens
maybe
if you
some
get hungry?
tools.
Yeah, some tools.
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Probably.
you need to find out what are your common screws and bolts on your Honda there, right?
Mhm.
Figure out some common wrenches that you might need to take. Small kit.
Mhm.
What about if you get hungry? Little energy snack might be good, right?
Yeah.
Get yourself a Cliff Bar or maybe some trail mix.
Yeah. Trail mix.
Well,
Stuff
I
that stays good for a while.
and I carry an air compressor, a
Mhm.
small air compressor that hooks up into my charging cord underneath my seat, so I can put some air in the tires if I need.
Didn't you find that in Dumont too when we were treasure hunting?
Yeah, I keep the one that we found in, I think it was Winchester. Riding along, saw a little case on the ground. I picked it up and found it was like a brand new air compressor. That one's a little big and heavy, I think, for me to put in my backpack. So we put that in the glove box of the Can-Am in case we need it.
Looks
Yeah,
like we have a comment.
Paprika says, so great to see you learning new skills together. Such good communication is so important. Always have a hanky in my backpack, lots of uses. That is a great idea. Remember that one.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't think I have a hanky in my backpack, but she's right. I can think of many uses of a hanky right now. What else? What else we got in a backpack that we might need? What you just talked about your map, right?
Yeah, my map in case
Your
I get
map.
lost.
What about let's say a fire starter of some kind, matches,
Yeah.
lighter.
Yeah.
That way, if you get stranded out in a location, it's raining, it's cold, you got a way to start a fire and stay warm if you need to. What about a radio?
A radio would be helpful.
Yeah, so we have the rugged radios. We have two handhelds. Um,
3, I think.
we have two handhelds, and we have one mobile unit that's in the Can-Am, and then we have a second mobile unit that we keep. It's probably going to go in the truck, but we've had it hooked up into the trailer as kind of a base radio. So anybody at base camp can hear of an issue and then come save someone if they need it. Anything else you can think of we might need in our backpack of emergency? I know we keep our registration and insurance in there. Never know when you might get pulled over.
Yeah.
We got to make sure we have all that on us.
I think you said all of it though.
I think so. What Dylan is asking, what's the frequency the radios use? It's a business type radio through Rugged Radios. Once you buy a radio from them, they give you the permission to use their frequencies that they have programmed and locked in their radios. So they actually lease those frequencies and let us use them. I can't tell you what bandwidth that those are in because, like I said, they're locked and I don't have the program yet to unlock them. Hey, Dylan, are you home now? Did you want to jump on? You got any questions for Brooklyn here? Yeah, Dylan actually, I think he's getting ready for his show. It's starting here in about 15 minutes. And once we call it quits here, click on Dylan there and watch his live stream here. What do you got going on tonight, Dylan? Is it another Where's Your Pen? Disperse camping? Hey, Billet TV. Hey, dude. I think old Billet here was in my area for a while doing some housework, weren't you? Yeah, if you guys haven't seen Billet TV, check his channel out. He's got a lot of stuff going on. A lot of big plans for the near future. Hope you're feeling better there, Billet. I know you were kind of down in the dumps there. Hope everything is going well. Talking about okay, Dylan is talking about his last adventures. Very cool. I am going to tune into that. Brooklyn, you have anything else you want to add before we sign off for the night?
If you're thinking about getting a dirt bike, you should get one.
And why? Why should someone choose to get a dirt bike?
Because it's a lot of fun, and if you're looking for something to be challenged with, a dirt bike will help you get challenged.
Oh yeah, so Billet TV says, yeah, Plumas Lake outside of Yuba City. I know exactly where that is.
Mm-hmm.
He said he was sicker than hell for a week, but good to go. Good deal. Hey, Billet, if you get a chance, check out Dylan Pankow, if I said that right. He's going to be starting his live stream here in about 10 minutes, all about camping out in the National Forest. Yeah, he likes to do a lot of dispersed camping. So he's got a lot of good content over on his channel. Check it out. Anything else, Brooklyn?
I think that's it.
Yeah, I didn't write any questions for the show tonight. I know I had a list that I did have for another show that I could have probably used, but I just could not find it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Billet, you got any questions for Brooklyn here? She just bought a dirt bike, Honda CRF 125F. And yeah, we took our first big trip here out in the Fouts Springs area, full of motorcycle trails, UTV trails, Jeep trails, all over the place. And we got to go out there for the first time for Brooklyn on two wheels. Yep. So Billet says, yeah, Dylan, he's a good dude. Known him for a bit. Cool channel. Yes, sir. All right. I think we're going to sign off, Brooklyn.
Okay.
Unless you got anything.
Nope.
So we got a trip coming up here next week.
Yep.
Probably has something to do with the ocean.
Maybe
we'll get some live streams from that location.
Mm-hmm. You guys just have to check it out.
Yeah. So hopefully we'll keep on getting these shows going once a week. I know we've got a lot of guests lined up. We just haven't really set any dates. But well, we've got a Bigfoot hunter that we're going to bring on, some sailors sailing around the world, OHV type folks. We've got paramotor folks, skydivers, guided fishing tours, scuba diving. I'm trying to think who else, Brooklyn. Who else do we have lined up? Some hunting, fishing. If our RC guy wants to come on, old Joe Mack races RC dune buggies. That would be something cool to watch. Learn his story. Okay, yeah, we're gonna call it the night. If you guys like what you're watching and subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and we'll see you on the next cross country adventure.